Live from the underground. Reviews, real talk, hip hop news, hip hop comedy, and the hodgepodge of hip hoppery. Hey! First of all, I want to thank you for listening to the Word From Wize, Bus Stories. This is episode 1. I like to call it Driving the Madness. I have so many stories to tell you, okay? But it starts with step 1, giving you a little background on how things go on the bus and how I got into it. I drove city bus in Portland, Oregon for almost a decade. I drove over-the-road truck. I drove intra-city bus. That's city to city for y'all that don't know what intra means. I got into commercial driving because my first husband taught me how to drive when I was quite young. I loved truck driving. I loved to travel. But I love people even more. The thought of transporting them around the city, all ages and all walks of life, absolutely thrilled me. Well, now that I'm retired, let me tell you, the thrill is gone away. People took the thrill out of it. Yeah, not just people, but life, situations on the bus. And at times, things got crazy. Sometimes they got dangerous. At other times I saw things that moved me to cry, like some just really inspired me. Or other times I died laughing. Come let me drive you through the city streets via Word From Wize, Bus Stories, Driving the Madness. Just so you know about me, type of transit operator I am. Yeah, we say bus drivers, but some of us are professionals, and we're transit operators. Bus drivers don't say good morning. Transit operators say good morning, thank you, and have a nice day. Try to be pretty, positive. That doesn't always work in the street, day or night. Whether it's a route that goes through the zoo and around the beautiful gardens, or if it's a route that goes through the grittiest, slimiest, grimiest parts of the city. It doesn't matter either way. I gave my passengers 3 warnings before I asked them to leave. If they refuse, then and only then do I take it further action, And when I say do I take further action, I mean like I'll pull the bus over and get off and, talk a little smack and maybe engage the community on the bus to help me get them off. Storming off typically, cussing me out, calling me all out of my name, Or sometimes I have to call the police, which is always a last resort for me, because I've seen things that transit police officers can, not just transit police, but the local police, but especially the transit police, can be very brutal and physical. So I don't want to see the person go through all of that just because they was drunk on the bus acting a fool. I got your fool. Your fool taps into my inner fool and it's on. But we got to maintain the schedule and do it safely and get people from point A to point B. And people ain't got time for all the antics. So there's been a lot of times where I've had to call the police. Got a lot of stories about that coming up. It takes a lot for me to ask people to leave. If I ask you to leave, it's a last resort. You might ask, Wize, what does it take to leave, get kicked off of your bus? Do tell. Well, for number 1, on my number 1 thing to get kicked off the bus is loud profanity. If you're cussing and you got little babies and church ladies, with the hat and the gloves, I'm talking about the first row. Used to be usher number 1 mother's board ladies on the bus with the Bible. Might as well have a Bible, and probably do have a Bible in their purse and a little lace, little white gloves, the hat cocked out to the side with the flowers on it and the little feathers, Yeah, if you're making them uncomfortable, You make them cringe. You make the babies look up. You make people look at me through the mirror. Every time I look back, there's a sea of eyes looking at me, pleading for help. Then yeah, I'm going to have to give you a warning. So, it takes a lot. If you harass another customer or the driver, then you get kicked off the bus too. I never asked anyone to leave over a fare or a zone-related issue. If you needed a ride, you know what I'm talking about, and you didn't have enough money to ride, I'd give you a 2-hour pass, or typically a day pass. Because every customer is a customer whether they have the money or not. This is what they teach us inside of the bus driving school, if you will, the training classes, I should say. Bus drivers out there don't act like it, but transit operators do. All right. I also have stories about what unprofessional transit operators do that cause myself and other professional operators problems out there. I got stories about brutality of local transit police. I said that already, didn't I? Yeah, stories about people on the bus. Many stories. If I had to put a number on it, it would be thousands. So, a lot of episodes coming up. I'm going to try to keep them at 15 minutes and get to the point. But this is episode 1. Yay! Give myself a pat on the back and an applause. I finished it. Thank you for finishing it with me. And stay tuned for the next episode of Word From Wize Bus Stories. Subscribe now if you haven't already, alright, y'all? Alright. Peace.